So, welcome to the Swann apartment. Now that Mary and Arthur are married, they live in the British Embassy in New York City, so we had to come up with a set that reflected them instead of some of the regular things. And some of my goals for this was that it should look noticeably different from the Hawking parlor, so we could have different blocking and just really get a different sense of a life. We centered it around a kitchen table because they have a family, and also they're not a stuffy, angry older lady who lives basically by herself. They are a unit, and they should have a life that I think most people could recognize from their own family life. And it gives us blocking that's not set around, a couple of chairs, but around a table, which, facilitates things a little bit differently. We also have a lot more props on the set, which is an effort to give that sense that their life is busy and they just had a new baby, so it's much more chaotic and less, precise and controlled all the time. And that's really important for the story we're telling, where we see Mary has so much more going on now that she's independent to sort of do her own thing. Can't change the color of the walls. We'll just say that the landlord didn't let them paint. But we did make an effort to have more blue and white, which is, that's always been Mary's color, so it shows that this is Mary's space instead. And, little touches that make it feel a little bit more like a working class. I guess at this point they're kind of lower middle class, so we have things like this sewing machine, which is actually, it's non-functional. It's an art piece at this point. But it is a real 1880s chain stitch machine. And I like the idea that, it just gives a sense of, Mary being a working woman who does things like, has clothes to repair. And we have a lot of the things that sort of characterize the Hawking parlor, like the Victrola, which is a little bit of a fancier thing, are gone. And we even have this... how they always say never work with animals or children. Unfortunately, we have to have a baby in this one. So we're giving this sense of baby life, and we went out of our way to, find a not too terrifying baby doll to represent baby Swann. I don't know how good a job we did with that. Fortunately, she doesn't register that well on camera from a distance, but she can be here in the cradle. And we even got a fancy little pram, because what is, an English mother without a fancy little pram to push her baby around in? And I'm really pleased with how it came out, because it really gives this sense that things have totally changed for Mary and Arthur. They really are in a new world, as much as we possibly can in the limitations of our play.